Training session number 3 with Mary. Yay! Super trainer.
The air is fresh. She gets to try this in all kinds of wet weather.
Yep.
Warm weather.
Well, the good thing is it may be wet, but it may be wet, but it's not muddy because it's just grass. So
that's the beautiful part about this.
That's right. No mud. Aww.
Let me give her a touchpad too. And we'll show her.
Okay. Here come the touchpad. Here comes the touchpad. And you know what the touchpads mean.
Don't you? She said,
Yes.
what do you do? I bet I'm gonna
That's right.
You gonna do it? Spot?
Oh, good girl.
Gotta love it.
You're spreading your treats out there, honey. Oh.
No, she drank from pad to pad. So from one pad to the next for you. You mark and reward. And then we'll warm her up with a little of that.
These were lying on the
Look at
ground. We
this.
don't want her to get into them.
I'll hang on to that for you so you don't
Thank
get
you.
into that. So mommy's got the good stuff.
Oh.
Girl.
She's interested in the ground.
Yeah.
She's smelling something.
I smell worms.
Oh, maybe.
Smell worms? Maybe you smell worms.
Does she smell worms?
You ready to go to work? Okay.
Don't come to me. Whose leash is that? Is that your leash or her leash?
No, that's your leash.
That's our leash.
Yeah, that's the really long one.
Oh. Oh.
Yes. Girl. Ready? Yeah. Ready? Nice. Yes.
Good girl.
Good. There we go. Now she's getting it. Jelly. Please. Yes. Good girl. All right, so now you try that, and we're going to see if we can't get her to come side to side, and I'll become boring. Nice. Good girl.
Jelly. Please.
Good girl.
You got that down.
Yep, that's good. That looks good.
Come on.
Good girl. Nice. Good. All right. And our goal for this is that ultimately, when she understands one pad to the next, and then we're going to introduce the tunnel, as she comes out of the tunnel, the ultimate goal is that she knows where her ending spot is. So we use the pad as a beginning spot, and then ultimately as our ending spot for her. So that as she comes out, it isn't like, okay, now I came out, now what? We actually move her to that spot so that there's that back chain at the end. She goes to a spot that she's familiar with as she comes through.
And eventually it's going to be not these things, but something else?
So
or?
Eventually it would be just, we say tunnel, and she blows through the tunnel, and then as she comes out the end of the tunnel, then we can give her direction on where else.
Oh, so the tunnel will be placed between these two pads.
Correct. So first we have to get her to go through a tunnel. So what we're going to do
She's
is
not interested in the liver.
So what we're going to do instead is we're going to start her here. And I'm going to just get her to use her nose here. So here, what I've got her interested in is duck. Yes. So all we want her to do in the beginning is just to put her head, yes, right through, and she can find the duck. Yay, good girl. Yes.
Oh, good girl.
Okay.
She went through the hoop.
Right now is the duck.
She went through the hoop.
Right, so here, I'm going to have you try that.
Okay.
And we started out real small just so she's not afraid of the sound.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're going to be having her go that way, so we'll go ahead and I'll hold it. And then you just get her to go through. Let me give you a couple pieces of duck here because she seems to be connecting to the duck.
Okay. Jelly.
Huh. Yay.
Good
Good girl. That's it.
Good
Nice.
girl.
Let's see if we can get her to come back through again. Yes.
Good girl.
So as she comes through, mark yes and feed. So you want your word marker, right? Your cue marker.
Yep. Oh, I dropped it.
Because the word good, as we're using it for her, means duration. So if she was going through and we wanted her to keep going through, we would say the word good. But we're getting her to just maneuver through the tunnel. And then as she comes through, we mark yes. So we're marking that this is the behavior we're asking her to do, is simply go through the tunnel.
So when she comes through and she gives her the food, she says yes.
Correct.
Have you been saying yes?
So here now, she's clearly comfortable going through this little tunnel.
Yep.
So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and open it up. And we're going to work on getting her to come from one end to the other. It's going to look like a little different picture now that it's going to open on her. I'm going to place it out here. And now we're going to encourage her. We'll let it just sort of go wherever it is. And we're going to encourage her. You're going to be on that side. I'm going to hold her. You're going to encourage her to go through the tunnel.
So those
Right, but we
those
will
have nothing to.
right?
Oh,
Those
later.
markers are going to be later, but right now we're just going to encourage her to go through the tunnel.
Jelly. Jelly.
Just wait, Mama. Where is she?
Jelly. Jelly. Jelly.
So I'm going to help her just a little. I'm going to help her.
Okay.
Good girl. Good girl. That's the scariest. Good girl. Yay. Good girl. Now you just encourage her all the way through. She may not come all the way through in the beginning, right? We're just doing it nice and slow.
It's a new thing to her.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
She's not sure if it's safe.
Absolutely. That's correct.
She thinks it could be a trick or something. You know, something.
So don't feed her when she comes over. We'll only feed her when she comes over here to me. Jelly, come here, girl. Come here. Yay. Come here. Yay. Good girl. Yay. Yay. Good girl.
Oh.
Yay. Good girl, Jellybean. Good girl. What is it over here? Come here. Come here. Come here. You ready? Yeah, you just encourage her to continue to come through. Little by little, you're going to see the progression. Good girl. Now, one of the things good girl, yay! So we don't feed her there, no food there. But if she's willing to come in and out, go through there at all, come here, girl. Come here. Yay! Good girl. Yay! So we let her just figure it out, right? She's figuring it out. Nothing bad's happening when she goes in. All the good things are happening when she goes in. So we don't push. We just let her explore it. Yay! Good girl. Ready? Let's go. Ready? Okay. Find it. Find it. Find it. Find it.
Oh.
Good girl. You're so smart. Good girl. So again, this is little by little. We're just letting her explore the tunnel without her being afraid. We're not pushing her. We're just letting her explore it. And what she's finding is through exploration, good things happen. See how she's gently going in and out
Yeah.
on her own? Jelly. Here, girl. Come here, baby. Come here. Go find it. Go find it. She may go up that way. Yay! Yay! Good girl! Yay! Good girl! Come here! Good girl! Yay! Good girl! Very good! Come here! Good girl! Ready? Here we're just letting her process of elimination, figuring out, going in. Good things are going to happen. And the reason we don't send our hand in there is because if we send our hand in and try to go to, she'll follow the hand. The hand's going to come in and out. So we want to teach her to go in and come through. So we just let her take it a little at a time. She goes in and she explores it, good things happen, and over multiple pairings, she starts to see that good things happen when she comes through the tunnel. Good girl. Come here. Good girl. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. So you can see she's getting a little more, a little more, a little more. Good girl. Yay. Yay. Come here, Mama. Come here. Come here, Mama. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yay. Yes.
Oh, yay! She did her first all the way through. Yay! She learns fast.
And again, because we don't push it, right?
Yep.
Just toss a couple in there. I'm going to give you a few more, and you're going to try that same method.
So it's not a task, it becomes a fun game.
Exactly. Because
That gives her good things.
what happens a lot of times in agility is people are like, okay, today we're going to do the tunnel. And then everybody has these massive expectations for their dogs. And then they're embarrassed if their dog is, and then they try the push method. And now you have a dog that says, now I really don't like this tunnel. So here we just find something that she likes. We let her learn to explore it.
We saw this very funny video called Golden Retriever Epic Fail or something where they had these agility course things with bowls of food, all the toys and things to distract the dogs. And dog after dog went through and ignored all the stuff, did what they were supposed to, went right through to the owner.
Yeah.
No problem, right? And then finally this Golden Retriever goes through, stops at every single thing, grabs every toy, eats every bit of food, eats just one thing out the entire way down, gets everything wrong, you know. And you see the owner's like, she's all like, oh.
Everybody was like, yay!
They were still clapping and
And
everything.
that's what you want it to be. You don't want this to become some scary thing.
No, they still
now.
applauded and
That's
I mean,
exactly-
even though the dog did everything wrong.
That's right, and that's just because the dog, hadn't had opportunities to maybe practice that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was good stuff too. That
Oh,
the
it
dog
was.
didn't
It was
ask,
real good
like,
stuff. It was
oh,
all
no.
kinds of yummies and
Would you
fun
stop? I would
toys
stop.
and yes, of course. But it was just funny seeing dog after dog do it
That's
perfectly,
hilarious.
and then comes this Golden Retriever and just
Everything was on.
yeah. You can look it up on YouTube. Golden Retriever Fail, I think it's called. Yeah.
Good girl. Good girl. Ready? That's a good girl. Good girl. There's something over here in the mud that's way more exciting.
Oh no.
Come here, Bubba.
She'll be a mess if she starts digging.
Ready? Okay. On that side. On that side.
Here we go. Here she goes. And one of the key things is we make sure that her line is clear, right? So that she doesn't get caught up. And then you just encourage her to come to you on the other side. When she comes to the other side, you mark and reward with the word yes. And then she gets the treat.
Jelly.
Nice.
Oh yes,
Beautiful.
yes, good girl.
And we'll say, she seems to like
Good
to
girl.
go in from this side.
From that
not
side and out that
not
way.
a problem, right? Because we want her first experience with a tunnel to be one that's joyful,
Yep. Oh,
pleasant.
we don't want her digging,
Look at her. She's gonna go to her spot. So I'm gonna go to my spot.
but she didn't climb up on it because no one was there. See, nobody was standing there
Yep.
but her.
Good girl. Here she comes, baby. So now see if she'll come as you call her.
Jelly. Come on.
Oh, she grabbed the end of her leash.
Playful, which is good, right? We want her to be playful. We
Yes.
want this to be fun for her. Girl, so we'll just bring her over here and see if she'll go through for you on this side.
She did it before.
Ready? Jelly. Jelly.
There we go. Good girl.
Good girl.
Yay. Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. That.
Woohoo!
Woo, yes.
Here. Come here.
Girl. Come here,
Oh, she did it. Yes. What a good girl.
Nice. She went the other way that time.
She did.
Ready? You ready?
Now we'll see if she'll come through.
Now she's gonna go home. Mary, now she's gonna go home and go, what happened to my food tunnel? Where's that wonderful blue tunnel with all the food? Yay! Woo.
Ready? Ready? Come on, Papa.
Yeah, come on. Yay!
Hey, good girl. Yay!
Yay! She's dragging that huge leash. Yeah. Yay! Yay! Woo!
Ready? 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 Come on.
Oh, she's bringing the leash.
Good girl.
Oh.
Good girl. Come here, Mama. Come on. Yay! Good girl. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. Come on. Good girl.
Oh, there she goes. Good girl.
Yay! Nice. That was so good. That was so good.
You know what we saw starting to come into play there?
What's that?
You know what we just saw starting to come into play there? Is her thing about where she'll do something 5 or 6 times and then starts to get bored of it.
Yep.
That's her nature.
Yep. So here, though, what we do is we just try to spice it up a little bit for her. Right?
Ah, you up the ante in some way.
Right. And the
Yeah.
other thing is, like you said, we only do some things a few times.
Yes.
And we try to do something a little different, right?
Yeah.
And then we bring out the tug or whatever. You can play a little tug.
There you go. When things are switched up, she responds well. She's very good at doing tasks several times, and then I want to do something new now.
So I would see if she'll play tug with you now.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
That'd be cool.
So
Because
see
yeah,
if
you
you
know,
can
some
get
dogs will
tug
just
with
do the
her.
same damn thing over and over and over and over and over
That's
again.
right.
You know, like I've seen a bulldog that would chase a light, a laser beam, and go chase it into a wall.
Exactly.
So dumb, it doesn't realize. You know,
Yep.
it'll do that all day,
Pre-drive.
all day. You
And
know,
with
she won't
agility-
do that. She's
With
not like
agility
yeah.
or anything, it's best to just do a few and then come back to it later.
Yes.
Just do a couple.
Exactly.
So, and the beautiful part is when you only do a couple.
Oh, sorry. When you only do a couple. Yep.
then they stay more in it. They're like, oh, okay.
That's right.
Now when you come back to it again, but the fact that she was willing to go through this is huge. A
Oh
lot of
yeah,
dogs-
and she did it several times.
Really
She did
well.
it like 6 times. You know, it wasn't just a couple. She did it
She's
like
checking out too. She's just
yeah,
checking out mommy.
but it was good. She did it like about 5 or 6 times.
Absolutely.
That was
And
good. It
that's
wasn't just once or
really big
twice.
for her because
I know.
we want her to say, hey, this is, there she comes. Look, wait till she sees you have that tug and watch the change. Boom. See the
Oh.
instant change? It's like time for a tug with mommy. And now you have a dog that came back to life. It's like adding water. She's like, yay,
Yep.
to play.
I was playing tug with her earlier with a stuffed animal
Nice.
that she had unstuffed partly. she's very good at that. she goes for the head first. Gets that unstuffed, then starts in on the rest of the body.
Too funny. Good girl.
I have some funny photos of that. Oh,
See how that brought her right back to life?
sure did. Sure did.
And over time, what we do is we say, okay, you like the tug toy. Now what we ultimately do over time, see, she went to her place pad for you, and then she gets a game of toy. And now you can actually say
Yes.
and she gets a game of tug. So she can have the duck, but I would say yes, and then what she gets as the reward is the game of tug.
It's the game of tug. Oh, really?
Right.
Instead of the
that-
food. Okay.
Exactly. So,
Oh,
because
so
if that has more
the tug
value for
becomes
her-
becomes like the
Sorry, honey.
food,
If that has more value for her,
which it does at
than
the moment,
food
maybe.
at the
Yeah.
moment, then
Yeah.
you don't want to go to a lower value.
Yeah, then I'm gonna.
You don't
Yeah.
want to go to a lower value thing when the food is the highest, right?
Yes.
We can go from low to high, but never from high to low. So if she's finding that tug is more enticing and fun for her, obviously the trade-off is that food you can have a higher
So
rate
you can go from less appealing to more appealing,
Exactly.
but not from the other way around. No.
especially with a dog that finds a tug the reward device. Now,
Yes.
for a dog that could care less,
Well, then you
and
use the
driven
food.
by the food,
Yeah.
then great, we just use that food.
She's only partly, she's not that food driven. I mean, she's partly food driven, but there are times she won't even take food from me. Unless she feels like it's okay with her mommy. You know, it's weird that way.
And the hierarchy of food, how hungry she is,
Yeah.
what's going on at the time, those are all variables that will affect whether or not she is. See here, she's really into that game of play with mommy. And this is great because this is a reward system for her. And this is play for her.
Yeah.
This is
And I guess
great.
being a service dog in training, that it's,
That's
yeah,
the relationship
it's,
you want.
that's it. It's, so it's normal for her to be more closely bonded, obviously, with
Absolutely.
Adrian than she loves me dearly, but
Absolutely.
not in the same way that she loves
That's
Adrian.
that's okay.
They're like a,
And every
two halves
time
of the
they
same
play
coin.
together,
Yeah.
every time they play together like
Yeah.
this, that develops their bond even more. Because now this is a relationship between the two of them.
right.
So this is great. This is what we want for her. And you'll notice the minute you stop playing with her, then the tug wasn't fun anymore.
Right.
Right.
Because it's about her relationship with you.
Right. The tug by itself doesn't interest her.
Nope.
The tug held by her mommy is huge.
Right?
Yeah,
That's-
big
that
difference.
Has way more value.
Oh,
It's okay. So here, she's a little distracted by the soccer, the
Yeah.
lacrosse, but now we get her back in the game again a little bit. And it may even be a ball, right? So let me get
Yeah.
a ball out of the car because I mean.
or she may need to pee or poop. She's gonna get a ball out of the car as well. Keep switching it up.
Yep. Oh, she looks like she's gotta go.
Yeah, I know. That's what I told her. I said she may have to pee or poop. Don't want her to pee or poop on her leash,
No.
preferably.
Okay, did you lock the door? Because I'll go grab.
I know. No, I didn't.
Oh, what is that?
Oh,
What is that? Yay! Time for a ball now.
oh boy.
So there we go. So here we just looking. Good girl. What is that? What is that? Your ball? Is that your ball? Go get it. Go get that ball. Good girl. Good girl. Ready? You ready? 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 Good girl. Yay. Got that ball. Got that ball. Got that ball. Got that ball. That's a good girl. Ready? Ready? Go get it. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Ready? Ready? There you go. Good girl, good girl. So we encourage her to get to play with it, right?
Yep.
She notices I'm not trying to take it from her.
Nope.
I'm just going to play a game with her. She lets me come close. Good, good girl. We just keep the game going for her. So she learns I'm not there to take it.
Yep.
I'm here to play with her with it. So she takes it, no problem. We come back around. Ready? Are you ready? Go get it, go get it. Good girl, good girl. Ready? Ready? Good girl. Ready? Go get it, go get it. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Ready? Ready? Go get it, go get it. There you go.
This doesn't happen at the dog park, does it, Jelly? This is all different.
Yay, good girl. Ready? Oh, there. It's okay. Here. Good girl. Right here. Nope. No. 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 Good. Good. Come with me.
That is a woman who is not interested in her dogs playing with it.
Not at all. But
Nope.
this was actually good for her because all I did here is I redirected her and asked
Yep.
her to get back busy with us.
Right.
Back to work with us, right?
Yep.
So no big deal.
And
We
she
got
didn't
her
go
back.
too crazy. She
Yep.
had a little moment of
It's
barking.
getting better, as you can see already.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Ready? That's a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. There you go. Good girl. Yay! Good girl. Ready?
Now, if her interest in the ball began to wane a little bit, do you add treats to the play with the ball, or
If she's interested in
If-
them, right?
yeah.
So for her, sometimes, now we may get that tug out, and for her, right, because she really wanted to see those dogs,
yeah,
and we wanted her to be able to stay directed on us a little,
yep,
because you could tell that woman was not interested in her
her,
Vizslas
exactly.
having anything to do with
That's right.
little jelly. So that was fine. We just redirected her.
Yep.
Good girl. Yay. Good girl. So now we can ask her for some other behaviors as she's moving here. Yes.
She apparently learned sit in 5 minutes, didn't she?
No,
Or
10
10
minutes,
minutes. It went. Yep, that was her first thing. She learned it in 10 minutes.
Good girl. Yes. Good girl. Come here. Come here. Yay. Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. Okay, now let's see if you can get her involved in that tug again. See if she's interested. Or even the fox on a stick.
Oh, fox on the stick. She responds well to that.
You're standing on it.
I know. Deliberately.
Yeah.
What's that, Jelly? What's this, Jelly?
You can not
Yeah.
step in.
What's that, Jelly? Oh, whoa. Oh. Look, it's what's left of the fox on the stick.
I'll let mommy try it. Here we go. Good girl. There we go. Now she's back in the game. Good girl. Again, for her, it's about keeping training fun. It's
Yes.
really important for her that we keep it fun. And the more fun we keep it, the longer her sustained training will happen. Right? Because if she's not having fun, doesn't matter how much we make her do
She
something.
tunes out.
She'll tune out. So
And then
we
she'll
just-
she'll focus on anything that she considers more
then you're
interesting,
not getting
like the
anywhere.
game that's going on or what.
So
Yeah.
here, we
Yeah.
just let her have a game of play with mommy again, and now we've got her mind back tuned in again. Woo.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wow! Now do that again. I'd like to see you do that twice.
Yeah, it's interesting how she becomes re-engaged and re-energized
And that's
suddenly.
really important for her because of her energy waning and then starting up and waning. And so
Yep.
it's, especially for a dog like her, it's important that we figure out what turns her back on again.
Yep.
Some dogs, like you said, they would work to exhaustion.
Right.
You could play with them with one thing, and for her, it's she gets a high and a low and high. So we want to make sure that we play lots of these things so that we re-engage her and make learning fun.
Yep.
And then she comes out and she's having a good time being out here.
Yeah.
Good girl.
Good girl.
And then step on it and squeak it, and that ought to bring her back to life.
Step on it and squeak it. Ha ha. Oh, she's interested in sniffing. Well, at some point she may need to pee, I guess.
Yeah, it could be. What is it? There was an extra piece of duck out here. There's a piece of duck out here. We'll try a little liver too.
Is that yours now?
Yep.
Oh, good. Oh, she found something to eat. She just picked it. Must be have been a piece of liver or duck. You gonna get some from the car?
Try this with her as well. I like to find a game. It's a little find a game.
She's getting something from the car.
Okay, well we're getting a little bit. We're using a little
Is
bit
that easy cheese?
of easy cheese. So let's see if she likes it.
She loves cheese. Normally she loves cheese.
See if she likes it.
Think so.
If she likes it, we can do a little find a game with her.
She's giving her some easy cheese.
But she has to go find it.